And we'll roll the old printing press along. We'll roll the old printing press along. We'll roll the old printing press along, and we'll all hang out in kind. Well, howdy, folks. It's Johan, your favorite little ink blob, back at it today, starting off with a little Jump King. Hey, I'm gonna guess that's Tim. Welcome in. How is it going? Blah. Blah. No? It is Alice. Well, how is it going? We're starting off with a little Jump King, just sort of warm up the brain, and we'll see where it goes. Pretty good, glad to hear it. Also doing pretty well. Been messing around trying to get StreamerBot set up so that we can do quotes and eventually other things. Bring that computer science degree to bear on streaming, I suppose. Who could have guessed? Oh. Acceptable profanity. Love automod. But yeah, and that's I saw on channel, saw in your Discord that in theory you'll be back Wednesday and perhaps streaming again, so excited. Apollo cheese. I mean, I suppose Apollo did have the, like, cattle of the sun, right? So perhaps they would have glowing or spicy cheese? What? I don't know what kind of cheese sun cattle would give off. Or wait, hold on, was that... Okay, see, already off onto Greek mythology tangents. Is that Apollo or Hyperion? To 3 AM to catch your flight in the morning? Yeez! Well, hey, you know, sometimes the early morning flights are fun, even if a little chaotic. A red Leicester? I'm bad with those British cheese names. Okay, hold on though. Is it Sun Cattle Apollo? Hey, welcome in, Uno. How goes it? It is indeed Apollo's cattle. My god, look at me remembering things. So probably no streaming yet tomorrow? Oh yeah, no. You gotta take time to recover, especially after an international flight. But glad that it sounds like overall good time and that you will be returning and we'll get to hopefully hear lovely stories. Celestium, you were watching, went to make some food? Crazy. Can't imagine taking care of yourself during a stream. But yeah, good to have you. We've been having a good time trying to wrap our head around doing all the affiliate things, make sure we've got good emotes, which Pug has been fantastic with the emotes from the past, and also we have Johan Hype, waha! New one from yesterday. Yay! Yeah, some amazing stories to tell. Nice. I am both worried and excited. All your stories of what the inside of the hotel bathroom looked like. That's where you spent most holiday. Oh no, you mentioned that you were sick. That's all. I have heard many stories from traveling abroad and not being not agreeing with neither the food nor water. But I'm trying to I'm under the impression that Alice is from the land of the Angles, from England, or at least there's much time spent there between the two of you. And I will wholly admit I'm so sorry. British water was not something that worked well. What? No? Okay. But I was not a big fan of British water when I visited. I'm used to less flavor to it. But big fan of Ribena, the blackcurrant. There was also like strawberry stuff over there, but that was how I survived the water. Love British water. It tastes funny. Well, I don't mind like the occasional little bit of flavor, but where I live we get very, very lovely fresh water that doesn't have a whole lot to it, so I was like, well, let's do something where I can pretend there's not too much flavor. Love some Ribena? Hell yeah, amazing. That's I was really excited because there was I wasn't able to get it where I'm at, but one of my robotics competitions took place in basically was traveling for one of my robotics competitions, and there was this little like supermarket that was carrying like specialty items, and they had like Ribena concentrate, and I was just so happy to finally get that again after years. Actually love when you get soda from fountain because the added water tastes different. That I could see. I don't know if I actually had soda when I was over there, but I could see that being I could see that adding like a little zing. Get the cordial or pre-mixed. I got the pre-mixed mostly when I was visiting, but got the concentrate, or what I'm assuming you mean by the cordial, when during the robotic stuff, which I will admit I did not realize was meant to be like mixed with water the first time, so I got it real strong my first cup. Don't know how Celeste has gotten this far, but you're playing a Metroidvania? Oh my god. Celeste doing whack things, rookie mistake. I did not die. It was actually surprisingly pleasant. It was more than I had bargained for. But, you know, an experience I would not be adverse to repeating. An inventory system in Celeste. What is with people who play these games and going, what if we turn them into completely other games? It's fantastic. I'm amazed, but dear God. I will say, another thing that I've learned about British water, Tom Scott has a lovely video on the failure of, I think it was Dasani over in the Isles, because of, you know, a wide variety of factors, but just sort of essentially different perceptions from, like, at least America, which I found very interesting. I love how one brand doesn't always work well in every context, and you've got things that don't play as well. There's a reason for localization to happen, I guess. Elevator? What elevator? Huh? But yeah, so I have fond memories of Ribena, even if not the water. Long elevator? I feel confused. Long elevator. It was quite short. Okay. So Celeste elevator? And remember, I mean, none of us should remember probably, but remember that at one point elevators were continuous, so you just kind of had to take your best crack at getting on and not losing a limb. You speedrunned a Rhythm Doctor level. Nice! Welcome in, Nobo. That seems like a good accomplishment. Although, I do question how one speedruns something that's locked to music. I'm intrigued. Because I would assume, since it is based on a rhythm... Oh, making a level. Welcome in, Tobo. Did I say Tobo? Could have sworn I said Nobo. Well, we do, in fact, if there are quotes that we want added, I've currently got it set to mod permissions, which we don't currently have moderators, but, Tobo, long lost, my... but here, we can do, quote, add, welcome in, Tobo, Johan, haha. Wait, is it suddenly not working? This is why I was so late this morning. Well, okay. So the ad message isn't working, but I don't care too much about that, so hell yes. So that's using StreamerBot. And if You need that? I can send you some tutorials and help you set it up. Streamer.bot. It's one that I was a little nervous about, since it was one that Robert suggested initially, for trying to do like an alternate channel point system. But it's locally hosted, and then you basically plug in your broadcaster account and you can come up with a little bot account. Just saying hi, so bye. All right. Thanks for popping in. Good luck with more Rhythm Doctor, I suppose. Sada is Waitu. But yeah, I'll send you the tutorials and we'll happily lend a hand with that. The quote functionality is actually just kind of inbuilt, so it just requires a little bit of setup of how you want the message formatted. But yeah, it's locally hosted. I feel relatively safe with it. Always nervous about giving things account access, but Pirate Software uses it, so I'll go, you know what? There's probably bigger fish that they're gonna tackle before trying to do something to my account if something goes wrong, so huzzah! Adding more points to the story to not trap me in a glass, but in fact, hear out what happens when you allow Johan to work magic on the letter from the lore channel. Exciting! I'm still waiting on some suggestions for more channel point stuff, but we're doing what we can to have some fun things. Waha. Okay, jumpeth. Jump. Bleh. Okay. What's the... Do I try and deflect off, or do I try and... I think we try and deflect off or over. That works as well. Okay. Just getting my jumps in, you know. Blah. Yeah, so probably a little jump king this morning because I was thinking maybe some geometry dash, but something that's just kind of nice and chill felt good. And then a little more lingo. And I don't know if we're going to finish Outer Wilds today, but I feel like we're getting awfully close to something big. So we'll have to see. Blah. Jump. Blah. I've not quite finished rereading all of the Hunger Games yet. I made a decent dent yesterday evening, but I'm still. I think I'm only a third of the way through Mockingjay or whatever the last one is called, and admittedly, my memory of it was far less charitable than I'm feeling towards it at the moment, so I feel like the reread was a good idea. But, we'll have to see. I've also, I've been introduced to a, not a new show, but a new show to me called The Lazarus Project. Which I'm not a big fan of time travel shows. The Johan okay. Yeah. Not a big fan of time travel shows. I typically have a lot of issues buying into, like, the suspension of disbelief there. Because, look, time travel itself, I can accept. I know I've mentioned Doctor Who, but there's a lot of shows that try too hard to explain the time travel and then break their own rules. And I was feeling really optimistic about the Lazarus Project. See you laters? Alright, thanks for hanging out! I wish you both luck with catching the flight back, and hope everything goes nice and smooth. Thanks for hanging out. Tried using a binocular and the game's just like, Everest has encountered a critical error. Oh dear. That seems, no bueno. And hey, welcome in, Robert. How's it going? So, binoculars break the game, I suppose, or at least break the modded game, because Everest is modded, yes? So, no, that's Uno? No, oh no, you sensed my hesitation because my brain was trying to conjure the name Robert. And you're pouncing upon it. No! But no, see, VIP badge, 'tis Robert. Destiny badge, 'tis Uno. I know how this works. Ah! But yeah, Lazarus Project, was, making me feel decent towards it at first. Loved the concept of time travel gated by, like, checkpoints once per year on July 1st. And then they kind of crapped the bed by episode 3. I'll probably continue watching because it lured me in enough, but I'm already getting grumpy. They started off so well by trying hard not to explain things, and then they tried. Wah, wah, wah. Love how stupid this is for the Everest. What's up with it? Beyond breaking with binoculars? Oh, no, it's the Metroidvania, sorry. Look at me, I just remembered a thing that was said 10 minutes ago. So the Metroidvania is an absolute goofy thing. Using the binoculars just crashes the thing, but you can play normally otherwise? Oh! Huh. So you can ignore binoculars and it's fine, but binoculars are an irretrievable error. Now that's what I call good code. Do they not have like a try-catch or anything? PSA guys, don't use binoculars in Celeste, or at least modded Celeste, I take it? Because if you shouldn't use them in normal Celeste, that seems deeply problematic for a game to have a bug of that error just around. Wah, 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 wah. Jumps for days. Falls for days, I suppose. Well, hey, whoa-ho. We're climbing up. You know, how many times have we been through this chunk and I hadn't registered that there's lovely, like, northern lights, like some pale green magnetic phenomena in the background. And it's really pretty. Jump King has good pixel art, which makes it a lot less terrible to be failing miserably over and over again. So the problem was, using the Eevee skin? Ah, I see. Wah, grow. I take a sip. And water has been consumed. Thank you kindly. Using the Eevee skin. So Eevees aren't allowed to use binoculars, I suppose? I mean, to a certain extent, they don't have opposable thumbs. I can see how this might be problematic, but I really wonder why. I wonder if there's something about, like, is there an animation that is supposed to play when you do use the binoculars? Hey, salutations! Welcome in, Aya! How's it going? We're jumping some kings for the moment. Waha! Yes? Then I'll bet you what happened is that the Eevee skin didn't have sprites for the binoculars. Or something along the lines. Finished reading Alice in Borderland. Oh! I knew that it was... I knew that there was a... I don't know if it's, like, if it's manga or, like, an actual novella to it, but I knew there was a written component. I've only watched it, but how did you enjoy the books? Don't know, this crash happened before when you touched a magnetic ceiling. Huh. Okay. Wonky. Manga? Okay. What, was it enjoyable? The ending sucked? Where does it end in the manga? Because the show has not actually ended. They did end up renewing it for another season. So, I'm intrigued. So the show ended off with them defeating the Queen of Hearts, and it zoomed in on a Joker and was like, oh, it was all just a dream. But was it? So I'm curious, because my understanding is that the manga wrapped up before the show did. So I guess if there's a magnetic ceiling with skin mod present, the game just dies? Maybe? I don't know why that would be the case, but blah. Like, I assume it's just something where one of the moving pieces did not account for magnetic ceilings or binoculars. Okay, but do they remember? They, no. They seem to be vaguely aware of each other, like Usagi and Risu, like, bump into each other and are like, do I know you? but they don't have like a strictly speaking a memory. You hate it? That's it? Ah, oh no. It's always helper in the errors too. No other mod ever breaks. I don't. Not a clue. Hated it. They lost their freaking memories. But I mean, were they even memories in the first place, or was it just, you know, if it's a dream, we don't remember most of our dreams, right? Because I was assuming it was going for when they weren't renewing it for another season. So I'm afraid of what they're going to do with the extra season. But what I'm assuming it's going for is, it's been reported, and one of the main points was friendship. It was, but it's. I agree that it's a bad ending, because pulling the, oh, it was all just a dream always annoys me. But they're going for basically the idea of like it is a recorded phenomenon that people who undergo like intense head trauma sometimes when unconscious will essentially dream out an entire alternate life. Like they will wake up distressed at the loss of their wife and children. And they remember it. And I'm sure it probably happens more frequently and isn't remembered, but you just hated it, and I think that's totally fair. Because yeah, it's very unsatisfactory. I don't know if I can point to any piece of media that has done a good, oh, it was all just a dream. You wanna wake up? If I could wake up back in 2019, I might. Like, oh, that's genuinely hard, because I wouldn't be able to necessarily guarantee forming the same, like, friendships, you know, being able to stream in the way that I have. Like, there are a lot of things that have gone well, but man, my life would also be, I think there are a lot of things that would be better with, without the lockdowns. Hello, streamer, that's playing a hard rage game. Hey, welcome in, AWF. I don't know if it's we've talked about this a little bit. I don't know if I feel Jump King is actually a rage game, honestly. I play it like, so this is my sort of morning warm-up, let people trickle in before we transition into Lingo and Outer Wilds later. But I don't know. At least for my experience, we've beaten the original map, and this is our first attempt at New Babe Plus. We're 8 hours in and have not made a whole lot of progress, because we sort of chat. Found a game similar to this called Cairn. I have not heard of Cairn, no. But yeah, I don't know. We typically find it pretty chill. And, like, yeah, it can be frustrating, but it's only frustrating if you accept that you aren't gonna fall. No GD? Wasn't feeling GD this morning. I'm sure it will come back, but, just kind of feeling something a little more chill, because I was spending a bunch of time, dealing with, StreamerBot. It's on itch.io. Well, I may check it out at some point. Not today, since I'm craving the familiarity, but actually here, we can pull it up so they'll hopefully remember. Cairn, itch.io by Yochai Gal. All right. We'll check it out at some point. No, but I mean, in fairness, I do typically keep up a run with the game for a while, and so, you know, it's a little strange, but the GD was just not the vibe this morning. From what you've seen, you can edit areas to make it easier. Oh, huh. Interesting. But I like the challenge and just giving yourself over to the repeated process of, it is as difficult as it is. First run of the original map took us 52 hours. We then immediately after started again and did it in 45 minutes, because we had learned. The difficulty didn't change, but our ability to meet it did, which is super cool. Editing can be online for the HTML. Cool. You can change your own size, but everything else changes size with you. With the hydrate, you're saying? That's the growth is just matched, is why it doesn't look like it's actively growing. I like that. Bottom bump. Bum. Would love to get back to the tower, because it's probably been like 2 Jump King streams since we've seen that. Feels like I just need to focus up. Love Demo Dash secrets? What is Demo Dash? I assume that has something to do with Geometry Dash. What kind of character am I? This is something that we're still hashing out the lore on, even though it's been 6 months. But I am Johan. I am a little ink spirit because I like to help people learn to create things, and I'm fascinated with the written arts. So I'm named Johan as a nod to Johannes Gutenberg, the inventor of the printing press. And yeah, I'm just bopping around on the internet, enjoying consuming media that is, far beyond what printing presses have done, but I view streaming in a very similar light to sort of the freedom that the early printing presses allowed for. Hey, welcome in, Essie. How's it going? So yeah, first printing presses allowed people to finally start putting thoughts and, onto the page and distributing them far and wide, and now we can do that digitally. Even cheaper. Ain't that crazy? Wah, wah, wah. And we jumpeth. No. I hope we can make it back to the tower. That would make me feel good about this chunk, but per normal, we'll go for like another half hour, just sort of vibing while folks trickle in and we warm up our brain, because goodness knows my brain is not functional right now. Everything feels just a little sluggish. I actually got enough sleep, but I don't know. Ever just have those mornings when you wake up and thoughts feel like they're having to move through like the thickest oatmeal you've ever made? This maneuver is going to cost you 3 streams of points. The squished welcome back. Dun dun dun. Quick question, are you able to walk around on the platforms? You typically are, but the deep snow you aren't. Deep snow locks in your little legs. So, but like here, we can move around. It's a little slippy slidey because it's ice. But, so up here we can do that. But when it's the deep snow, we get sort of locked in because it's up to our chest, so we can't push it aside. Yeah. So that's sort of the difficulty of that area. It's a mystery. Dun dun dun. It's a mystery that is perhaps easily solved, Robert, if you look through the channel point redeem things. And I feel like that is not too much of a spoiler to the mystery, considering that Essie has already said it's going to cost him three streams worth of points to pull off that maneuver. But we love the squished welcome back. Yeah, so this is, New Babe Plus starts off, it seems to be roughly mimicking the original map, but with adding, little bits of difficulty. Like, we've got a lot more of the ice and the deep snow, whereas there's only sort of one little section of that towards the end of the original. There's an area in this game that decreases the gravity. I think that was water related. Not that I've come across yet. I have seen in some custom maps some people work with that, where you give yourself over to the stream, and it can, if it's flowing up, it seems to reduce gravity, and if it's flowing down, obviously increases. True, don't forget the gun welcome back. Yeah, the thinking. The thinking is just so genuinely menacing for some reason. Like, we were talking about not wanting to meet the Johan out of ink bottle with all of the muscles in a dark alley. Would not want to meet Johan welcome back with the thinking hand in a dark alley either. Wah. Okay. Because so like the ice, we typically can't land like just on a platform nicely, so being able to run back is quite useful. A lot of people apparently like jump back, but I have found that when I try and do a quick reverse jump like that, I typically end up just sliding off anyway, so I much prefer the more sort of broad control rather than the precision control of just, moonwalking. Too short. Over there, bounce off. Okay. Sometimes narrating to yourself weird. That's an actual psychological phenomenon, is a lot of people, when they are in times of like high stress, will essentially give themselves commands. It's a coping mechanism because like when we're young and learning, that's something where we're typically told what to do and then execute on it, which is how we sort of pick up behaviors initially, and then, once we've learned it, we can do it. And as we become adults, we tend to figure things out on our own more. But during times of high stress, we know what we need to do, but we sometimes have trouble doing it. So we will basically give ourselves commands to execute on, which is, I find, quite interesting. Going by watch time alone, these welcomes together cost 15 hours. Hot damn. Which, it's funny, if you put that in terms, if you want, like, I don't know, I guess minimum wage is super varied across most places, but, I don't know, let's say like 10 bucks an hour. You say 10 bucks an hour for time, that'll be 150 bucks. If this is base game, how tall is the tower? How high do you have to climb? I do not know for this one, because I intentionally don't look ahead for the Jump King maps we're playing, because that's part of the fun to me is, I don't know. I suspect it's going to be a lot more. 150 welcome bucks. Very nice. There we go. So I don't know for this one. I suspect, so based on the previous one, I don't know, the original map, I don't know how many screens it was, but it was over 40 screens, right? I'm sure so. Actually, we can look up that number, I bet. Jump King original map, how many screens? Because, so this is by and large measured in screens. Oh my god, I was actually really close. 43 screens. Wait, no. Curses. Is that AI preview or actually pulled from a source? Okay, it's pulled from a source. Consisting of 43 screens is what main babe is. So yeah, so we measure by screens since that's sort of the most obvious change mark. So there were 43 screens to the original map, to main babe. I think this is only screen like 6 or 7 for New Babe Plus, and I don't know how many screens it has. It might have more, might have less, might have the exact same. So yeah, and the difficulty, some screens are much harder than others. Like this screen, not that hard because we can measure out full jumps, right? This one, we just have to be a little bit lighter, but, well, me saying that one's easier, perhaps, bad choice considering what we just did, but, like, by and large, there are some that are easier than others, some that are quicker. So even just the height alone does not necessarily tell you how long there we go. Finally. Someone made, their own mobile game on Geometry Dash. Cool. That's we were just talking about with like Celeste. It's kind of insane the amount that people with this game and some of the other games that we all seem to be intrigued by love to make them into other games. So we've been up here before. It's been a while, but that's why we're able to go relatively fast through that chunk, is because we already know what's up next, right? We don't need to get nervous, plan things out, learn how to do it. We've developed strategies that work. However, I kind of forget what's going on there, so I think we need to be on top of that. Okay. And then we jump to the right, full jump, and that gets us onto that platform. Nice. So this was one we were still sort of figuring out. I think we went there and then jumped here. All the way down. But so like it does a very good job of soft checkpointing, so that once you hit like a new area, right? I forget it. I didn't see the name come up on this, but like this is a named area, and it's kind of hard to fall back down to the previous ice area. It happens, obviously. That's why we were there. But it doesn't. Oh, and so, like, this is deep enough snow that, see, we can change direction, but we can't move. So, like, it can happen, but it does a very good job of soft checkpointing you. And there are some places that make it, like, incredibly hard. In the original map, there's, like, this lovely little chapel that you have to actively work at it if you want to go back down. Okay. Well, we can deal with overshooting that. Wah. Nice, okay. I think a jump to the right serves us best there. So this is a little more nerve-wracking. I think this is where I think this is where we fell back down, because, so like here, this isn't trying to checkpoint us anymore. If we overshoot this jump to the right, because I think we need to go to the right, we fall all the way back down. That's part of why there's the like sloped roof on the entrance to this. However, if we make it, we can jump back to the left and it's a little safer. So I want it, there we go. Want to tend towards undershooting. So like, okay, yeah, we fell down there, but we didn't fall all the way down. So that's preferable. So yeah, it's, I don't know. So I know that you were saying it's a rage game, but we've talked about it a little bit. I feel like it's not. It is a game where you're performing the same task over and over and over again, and it can become frustrating, but I think it's a game, at least for me, part of why I really enjoy it is because it's a great exercise in managing that. It's a great exercise in teaching yourself to jump even when you know you're probably gonna fall, because hey, forward progress. Sorry, asking too much. What other games do I play, and do you sometimes take game requests? No worries whatsoever. I typically cycle through a number of games. I don't take requests per se, but like, you know, mentioning Karen, that is one I will take a look at. I will not, it's not one where I will go like, yes, I'm gonna do that on such and such a day most of the time, but it's something where if there are games that you think would be fun to see me interact with, I will absolutely take that under consideration. Probably not going to be adding too many new ones right now because I've got a batch of them that I purchased recently that we're sort of working through. My sort of typical structure of the day, I should come up with a little thing. Oh hey, forgot about that secret. I should come up with like a little panel, because stream panels are useful and I critically underuse them. That just sort of talks about like, hey, you know, what's the average Johan day look like? But by and large, we typically start off with like about an hour of something along the lines of Jump King or Geometry Dash or a difficult game about climbing. We've also been working on, although I've I've not rage quit it, but it's one where I need to be in the right mood to keep going with it. So just sort of something along those lines that hopefully is a little nicer for like chatting, you know, good chat interaction. Most of the games you know are from itch, well then this is a great place to be exposed to some new ones. A lot of the stuff I play is off of Steam. But then we sort of switch over to some more like puzzle games, typically middle of the day. It doesn't have to be puzzle games, but that's frequently what we've ended up doing. And then typically more of like a, I would guess like story-driven, I would say, game. Actually, I probably don't need to get over to that small notch, do I? We need the riskier jump. Sort of more of like a story-driven game to sort of end off the day. So about 1 hour, 2 hour, 2 hour. The current puzzle games we're looking at, we sometimes do a little Baba's You. Probably no Baba today or for a while. Little burnt out on it. But we're doing Lingo, which is a really fun, it's like a word puzzle game that has non-Euclidean navigation. So if you walk in a loop, you don't necessarily end up where you started. And that's one that is super awesome at this point for trying to, you know, folks can guess along, so good interaction, fun times. And we will happily explain the rules if people are interested. And we also are doing a little bit of Armed with Springs, which is a game that is on itch that one of the members of chat, Quote Pilgrim, came up with. It's a sort of sliding Sokoban puzzle. You love non-Euclidean geometry? Nice. It's less about the geometry, but about how the map is set up. So it's accomplished by portals, but it's like if you walk in backwards or if you walk a certain path, that's going to unlock new and different things. And yeah, it can get very mazy and confusing. And we're actually currently we're in one. I have terrible spatial reasoning, so you can watch me have an absolutely miserable time with it. I say that in a very positive way. But we're currently dealing with a level that is very much about the confusing navigation, so you might have an absolute blast. Non-Euclidean Geometry Dash? Hell yeah. And where's Alyssa? Best of my knowledge, in Denmark, because she's on vacation, she said, and was posting pictures of Copenhagen. Whoa, damn. Oh, I should have just jumped to the left. I'm a doof. But yeah, so we've got that, and yeah, so Armed with Springs is a sort of sliding Sokoban. I keep forgetting the name for it. There is a specific name for that style of puzzle, but that was made by Quote Pilgrim from chat, which is super cool. I do enjoy. I do really enjoy seeing the things that folks make. If there are custom levels for things, we do check them out. Because we've got a lot of really cool creative folks here. This does not look like a safe place for a Jump King to be. I don't know, Robert, because guess what? I don't know her life plans or what she... That wasn't solid. I kind of figured that in the background because it was a little faded. Oh, this is called False King's Castle. There we go. I kind of figured, but for some reason I'm like, oh yeah, no, that of course, that's the place to go. But yeah, no, turns out I don't know Alyssa in real life, and I don't know her plans, because guess what? I'm not entitled nor privy to them. So, you can ask, but that I feel like would probably be an annoying thing. So, I wouldn't. She'll be here when she's here. And yeah, and then, the evening game, people... I guess really the only main evening game that people have been around for has been Hollow Knight, because that took a decent chunk of time for us. But before that, I also went through Undertale and Night in the Woods. And currently, we are working on Outer Wilds, which is a fantastic little space game. So yeah, you know, basically streaming is a place for me to work through some games I'm interested in, get exposed to some new stuff from you guys, and have a fun time chatting and socializing. So, yee. If you enjoy that vibe, chill little ink blob, learning about video games and saying hi, this is a great place. Wow. But yeah, like the upper area, I didn't see if there was a name tag for it yet. We might need to get another screen, but that looks like a very good place to accidentally cut yourself on something rusty. So, little nervous. I don't think they would actually do something like that in this game, but I would find it quite funny. We turn into one of the horrible bits of rebar turns into I almost said Hollow Knight, into a Jump King can opener. Okay, little jump. Medium jump, but more medium or less medium. I don't know how to convey less of a jump, but I don't know, because medium covers a very, very broad span of things. Okay. Ah! But yeah, like, areas like this are nice because you can just sort of slowly but surely work on building the muscle memory and refine your little jumps. Till eventually, they get nice and simple. But as we saw from the False King's Keep in what, Main Babe, I guess it was called, that can take me a while. Wah, wah, wah. Oh, I forget their name. Complete tangent. I forget their name, but I saw a post the other day, which certainly was unsettling to look at, and I was like, oh, maybe it was like video edited, of fish with glowing red eyes, peering up from the depths. I was like, ugh. But apparently, I forget the name of them, but they are a like large carnivorous fish native to the Amazon, which, oh no, don't love that. Twitch decided to to notifications. No! Love when Twitch does that. But welcome in, Pug, till either you make the jump or fall really far. Yep, and then you pick yourself up. It's like the Chumbawamba song. Get knocked down, and then I get up again. You're not ever gonna keep me down, even when I keep making mistakes on my jumps. But hey, Pug, looky, we've got Johann Hype. Oh wait, wow, that was going to be a lot better, but I forgot about the P. Johann P. Hype! There we go. We've got it, and keep working on those quotes, because now, you may note, currently I'm the only one able to add them, but, waha! We have quotes! So, yeah, keep them coming. If I say goofy things, or people in chat say goofy things, let me know, slap them in the channel, and I'll get them posted. You remembered I was streaming because I got a notification to a different stream. I was like, oh yeah, right. Twitch. I mean, if it works, right? Yeah. Glad to see ya. Thank you again for the hype. I'm super excited about that. I was like, ooh, let's keep up with the cute little yellow glow, and give it a yellow outline rather than white. Underberg. Oh, so this is the Undercity of Bargenberg, I guess? And it's got the wind. Okay. So the wind, yeah, wind moment. So we've encountered the wind before. Was it? It was only in one place, wasn't it? But yeah, so it alternates and pushes us further. No, we've seen it before, but new for this map. But basically, when you jump, it has a lot more effect, but you can see it sliding us back and forth alternatingly. So, this is one we're gonna want to bounce off the wall when the wind's blowing to the left, and it carries us over. Nice. I've become, I feel, overall, good friends with the wind. Even if I'm not always the best with it. Oh, no. There we go. Okay. But, like, I like its ability to kind of help fine-tune jumps a little bit. Because, like, this one, I don't want to actually, like, do a proper jump. I just want to sort of let the wind carry me when it's going to the right, I think. I just need to be more gentle. This is a much tougher one. So we want to make it to the top of that post. I actually want to make it slightly over that post because of the bird, because I like following the white raven. But we need to probably make it to the top of the post, and it's going to keep pushing us around. Yeah, this looks like pain, exactly. So it's like Mario Maker levels that have deserts at night. Crazy how you find it similar to that. As I don't do a lot of Mario Maker, so I'm not super familiar, but we've got a lot of folks in chat. And if you like Mario Maker, I know Big Person, who is great for watching in the recommended, Vimotheus, does some great Mario Maker stuff. Currently also on holiday, but should be back streaming this week if you're interested in some Mario Maker content. What? There we go. And then, so, oh yeah, so this is evil being on just the little post, but now we can use the wind going back that way to drop down there so that we get the bird, and then jump. Oh, okay. That's gonna be evil. I should not have put power into that jump. I think that would have worked if I had just done a full jump and let the wind carry me, but ah well. I should have wanted to fly like an eagle till I'm free. Let the wind carry me. There we go. I was like, why was that in my head? Why was that the musical reference I was going for? I see. Well, God. Oh, no. Okay. We can get back up to the tower. I believe in us. We've done it once this stream. We can do it again. Waha! Welcome, Buck! Exactly. No! Okay. Waha. Oh, the other part of why I'm looking into StreamerBot, I don't know, I think it's the welcome back in principle that reminds me of, I remember Alyssa and a number of other folks were asking about, like, the watch streak, which we unfortunately don't have access to. And I'm sure that a decent chunk of it is, yay, more channel points, so wish we could, but welp. However, for at least handling the actual, like, watch streak part, I bet I can use StreamerBot to make something so that, like, it checks if you've been in the chat during a day that I have streamed or something. That way, that would also be preserved even if I was streaming at odd times. I know that following a streamer gives you 300 of their channel points. I did not. But that makes sense as a nice little incentive to start it out. Waha! Waha! Thank you for the follow, AWF. A very good segue. Yeah. We are still, I'm only recently an affiliate, so channel points and emotes and such are very new to me. Pug has made some very lovely emotes to get us started. I'm still thinking of some other ones, but if you've got suggestions for emotes or channel points, we've got a Discord. which you can figure out with the bang exclamation point Discord command, and put stuff in the suggestions channel. I'll look at it and see if I think I can implement it and it will be good for stream. I just realized Jump King at the start. It's been a while. You know, yeah, it's been, we were doing it a little bit last week. But yeah, we've had the Geometry Dash days. I was putting a lot of brain power into the, streamer bot. So I'm like, you know, what's something that's nice and chill? Because as fun as Geometry Dash is, it feels a little overwhelming. No! Nice and chill, he says, falling very, very far. No, we'll be fine. We can do this. We've got this. And all the way back down. Yep. Well, it's, in the original map, there was actually a point where I went pretty much all the way back to the start and came back up, because some people really wanted me to get shoes. And you know what? I'm not a big fan of the shoes, but we did it anyway. Interrobang? Oh, the question mark and the exclamation. Yeah, I've picked up the habit of calling it bang as just like a single syllable way of referring to an exclamation point or mark. So, don't know if it's correct. I've heard it from other people. I would not have come up with it myself, but I also know it's less common. Shoes? Well, so right now we've got our little brown shoes on, but apparently you can get, they're like, actually, I think we still have access to them. Hold on. You've got a little inventory. Yeah, shoes. These are not my favorite, but someone was a big fan of the, like, I guess they're Jordans. I've never understood shoe fashion. Old days, it's only been a month. Stream. Jump King Baba's you Hollow Knight. Inspect them? Was that an option? Oh, or just make sure they're real, not fake? I see. I see. No, I probably no Baba today. I really want to get through Dreamscape. But that could be fun as like a quote-unquote retro Johan stream, which is funny because for me it's like, you know, you want a really old stream, you want the real retro. You know, before you put them on, there was an option to inspect or equip. Oh, inspect. They have a very cool design with wings at the heels. I had not picked up on that. Nice. So we've got little item descriptions in case we forget. I bet there's probably also like other shoes, so good way to differentiate. But no, you want the real retro stream, Pug? The real retro stream would be I start by streaming for 2 hours, some magic. I do 2 hours of magic, which is about a draft, and then maybe like a little standard to round it out. And then I take a break for an hour, and then I come back and we do some Night in the Woods. Yep, indeed. Magic, an hour break, and then another 2 hours of an afternoon game, which would be Night in the Woods would be the oldest one, or could eventually do some Undertale again. Do anything special besides texture change? They say they help grip the ice better. I have not observed that, so I think it is just a texture change. And I like the older style. I'm not a fan of all these fancy new fashion trends. Grumpy old ink blob, not wanting the new fancy shoes. But yeah, so morning magic, and then a bit of. Actually, hold on. We can look at the channel, because I was uploading. Ah! Where's my channel? No, that's not it. That's an animatic. Got too many YouTube tabs open. Wah, wah, wah. Here, we'll open a new one. Johan plays things. Because I'm curious, because I feel like there was something before stuff. Oh my god, there's 11 subscribers on the channel? I do not pay enough attention to the YouTube channel. These kids nowadays with their winged shoes. I know, right? Largely unrelated. Have you ever heard of Miitopia? No? I would assume that has something to do with, I assume that has something to do with, like, the Wii and the Miis on it. That's right, I took a while to start uploading. So my earliest ones weren't, but 3DS game that got remade for Switch. Okay, and so it's all Nintendo stuff. Is it along the lines of Sims? Maybe would be my next guess. Oh, it's funny. So my Undertale stuff shows up before my Night in the Woods because it took me so long to get those uploaded. But yeah, so I think Night in the Woods, because that was 2.5, and then when was that? Yeah, okay. So Night in the Woods definitely came before Undertale. Okay, hell yeah. So yeah, OG stream, Magic, and then Night in the Woods, or also art stream. I think I did an art stream in the first part of the week. Kind of funny that the games I stream got completely changed because you're like, ah, Baba seems like a funny puzzle game. Let's play it for only a week and that's it. And now we're here. Yep, exactly. And it's like, and that's part of why I'm like, you know, I still enjoy it. Some of these other ones, like Lingo, yeah. And that's not even so much because of Baba. It's because of the Baba people going, hey, here's this cool game, including you, a lot from you. And going, oh wow, this is really cool. This is way more my speed than Baba was. So yeah, it's neat. So 3DS game got remade for Switch. RPG where you got to design pretty much every character as a Mii. There's also Tomodachi Life, which is more of a Sims-like, but haven't played it. Okay. Huh. So RPG where you get to use your Mii. Interesting. Because the only thing I've wanted in this life, really, that I feel I've been missing, is watching my friends' digital avatars go into some sort of ruthless combat against a dragon. And I say that as if it's a joke, but genuinely, that sounds fantastic. Also, I'm sorry, I was right into the talking, but hey, welcome in. Welcome in, Epikitty. Good to see ya. Like I have modified welcomes, but I don't have the original emote. Is that so you can, so if you do the modify emote, you get access to the modified one, but not the original? Reason you're thinking about is there's a very in-depth character customization system. Okay. So I found a list for all the words and answers for puzzles and afterwards, so that probably would have been helpful for the final Tan puzzle, so that we're not just like, maybe it's, I'm trying to think of like a really ridiculous 4-letter word, and that's part of the problem. So this is all you get. Squished welcome back. All right. It still, I think it still conveys the emotion. Waha! But so in-depth character customization, and I figure that was brought up. The armor and weapons have different stats and appearances, but you can mix and match appearances. Ah, that's good. I do like when cosmetics are divorced from the mechanics. That is something that I think is a nice thing that like D&D has been moving towards, of like decoupling some of the racial stats from like the race itself. Though, you know, that one I still struggle with a little bit, because it is the concept of like, well, you know, if you have a species that is like, you know, there's a reason why elves trance, right? There's a reason why that's a linked characteristic. But like a lot of the like stat bonuses and such, I think, yeah, absolutely, open that up. That makes total sense. But like, I don't know, half-orc trancing, we've got some questions. Yes, the answer is Jasmine Kerblaze. Like, you can find what words are actually used. I mean, there's 1,000, but yeah, no, it's like if we're guessing a particular word, you can be like, is this even a word that is possible? That probably would have been useful, but we did it even without that, which was pretty darn cool, I'd say. Oh my god, it's been an hour already? Well, hey, we thought we could make it up to the tower again, but we had a new personal best. We got to a new screen, so I guess we will find a good spot to wrap it up, and then take a little break and go to some lingo. Whoa, wait, left for a bit. How far did I fall? Oh, just back to sort of bottom of the snow area, but now we're back up to ice. And we'll probably wrap it up here soon, because I lost track of the time. This and Lingo are both fantastic for, honestly, all of the games we've played are really good for losing track of time, because man, you get in a zone, you're chatting, you're thriving, and it goes. The backs, they welcome. That probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense to you, AWF, but you'll learn a little bit from lingo. Welcome back is an oft-repeated phrase when you get teleported back. The 3DS version was wild as far as customization went. The change the appearance of your weapon to look like a different weapon option was hidden in the back of the menu, but the character creator itself is more in-depth than the 3DS's normal Mii Maker, specifically more options of hair and eye colors. Okay, nice. What? Boot up. Ah, okay. We'll leave it back here, where we often end things up. There we go. Switch version, on the other hand, the Switch version added a ridiculously in-depth makeup system. Oh, okay. That's kind of neat. Makeup is neat. Makeup is something I want to play around with more. I've had friends put me in makeup, but none seriously, really. Yeah, on the Switch version, you gotta Rickroll me. Hell yeah, we love Rick Astley. But yeah, so we're going to take a quick little break. The way we run this, we do a little 3-minute ad break, which is hey, get up, walk around a little bit, stretch, because you've been sitting for about an hour, get some water, use the restroom, any of those things. If you've got meds that you need to take them, all that good stuff. Remember, there's a world outside. We'll be back in about 3 minutes, and we'll run ads during that time, and then we will be transitioning into some lingo without ads. Look, man, we find out. We're still getting used to it, but even if you guys don't get ads, it disables the pre-rolls, so, and that's the main thing that we were worried about. So, we will be literally look like a YouTube screenshot. Sick. One time saw a me that was Gru from Despicable Me, but with a gun. Hell yeah. So, alright, be back in a jiff. See you in about 3 minutes.